الهيئة العامة للسياحة والآثار. ملتقى السفر والاستثمار السياحي.
Good evening, welcome. My name is Silvia Barbone. I'm the director of FEST Angeleg. FEST is a non-for-profit organization, Foundation for European Sustainable Tourism. Angeleg is a consultancy and training company based in London and Brussels. And I'm also one of the members of the Tourism Consultants Network, coordinated by Roger Goodake. And now in this session, we are going to talk about sustainability and how sustainability will generate profits and customer satisfaction, especially applied to the hotel sector. Is any one of you hotel managers or involved in the hotel, in the accommodation sector? No? How you are involved in the tourism sector? Can you let me know? Can I have one mic, please? One mobile mic. We are a small group, so we can hear each other. Okay, while we have the mic, I will go a little bit ahead, just with some key concepts. So before going to the sustainability issue by the perspective of the accommodation sector, we need to get familiar with the main definition of sustainable tourism development. Sustainable tourism has an official definition from Wuhan World Tourism Organization, and it's there, tourism that takes full account of its current and future economic, social, environmental impacts, addressing the needs of the local communities, the industry, and the environment. It's a very intense definition, as you can see. So tourism needs to take account the present, but also the future generation. As we have seen, I don't know if some of you was in the previous session, tourism is a very fragile sector and impacts the destinations from several points of view. And the three main points, we will call them the golden triangle. We will see in the next slides. UNESCO has a different definition, but again is a sustainable approach to tourism, means that neither the natural environment nor the social cultural fabric of those communities needs to be impacted. So as you can see, tourism, sustainable tourism is not a special form of tourism, but it's the way how we manage. It's the way, it's about processes. So it's not a special, so tourism means sustainable tourism, because the way how we manage tourism needs to be sustainable. So it's about processes, it's the methodology, as you can see. Again, UNESCO, a sustainable approach. It needs to be applied to all the type of tourism. It's not only about ecotourism and green tourism. It's more than that. So really, if now we have the mic, if just very briefly, I would kindly ask to introduce yourself, or just which is your role in the industry. Can I have the mic, please? Do you have the mic? I saw the mic. Yes. Can I ask you? Okay. Can you tell me which is your role in the industry? Yeah? Yes, please. I will come to you, so maybe it's easier. Yes?
How are you?
Which is your role in the tourism industry? Are you a researcher? Are you, what you do?
Do customer service. Yeah.
Okay. So we are someone involved in the customer service, and this is very important for the hotel sector, of course. So what about you?
Beginning to open office.
Sorry?
Just begin to open office for tourists.
Okay, information office? Okay. So information office. Okay.
Tourist
For tourists, yes, okay. Visitor information office, good, thank you very much. Yes, what about you? Oh, okay, it's your hobby, that's good, that's good. And you? Can you translate? Students, okay, good, thank you very much. Students? English teacher, thank you very much. And you? Student? Okay, okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So we have different roles in the room. So let's try, because we all are anyway visitors. So basically, even if we don't manage hotels, we go and visit hotels and we may have big guests. And anyway, this presentation is more than hotels. So it's about sustainability, and it's about sustainable development and how sustainability impacts every aspect of the supply chain. So quality and sustainability in tourism are really strictly connected. Quality is the face of sustainability. In other words, while quality is perceived immediately by customers, so when we have an information office, the way how we will run the office and how we will manage all the operational side will be immediately communicating to the guests if we are delivering a service within quality. While sustainability is the back office, what we do to deliver services with quality. So we can say that like quality is the performance, while sustainability is the backstage. And we need sustainability to have great quality. As you have seen in the slide before, I don't know what happens, anyway, it's clear. As we have seen, so sustainability is the way how we manage, it represents processes. And how we start the process. We start the process through the indicators. Sustainability is measured through 3 different main criteria. And the main criteria are organized in this picture, the golden triangle. I need some help. Oh, okay, it's okay. It's okay, thank you. And we have 3 different types of criteria, indicators: social, cultural, economic, and environment. So we know that any business we run, any action we deliver, any project when we plan to have, and our hotel, that if we are hotel managers and we are going to have a new hotel, we know that we are impacting our destinations within these 3 main criteria. Tourism, as I was saying, is very fragile and needs to make optimal use of environmental resources. At the same time, we need to respect the socio-cultural authenticity. And at the same time, we need to provide socio-economic benefits. I was just going around the exhibition. I was taking this nice, there was a stand of women that they produce artisanal crafts. It's very nice. They really produce very nice and well designed. So how we can connect this activity to our, for example, if we run an hotel, we can sell these crafts. So the authenticity needs to be assured within our activity continuously to make sure that we are providing socio-economic benefits. Tourism is a big opportunity. It's one of the world's fastest growing industry and is the major source of income for many countries. Travel and tourism represent almost the 10% of total global gross domestic product in the 2013. If we include also tourism-related sectors such as catering, cleaning, and being a people-oriented industry provides many jobs. You have heard maybe that tourism is also the way how we can approach and help poor and developing countries. Sustainable tourism is on the rise. In this framework, within this framework, sustainable tourism is on the rise. Consumer demand is growing. Travel industry suppliers are developing very innovative new green programs, and governments are creating new policies. So all the main stakeholders are involved. Tourism is growing, but also sustainable tourism is growing. And why is growing sustainable tourism? Is not because it's an obligation. It's because it's requested by the market. But if there are many opportunities, there are also many threats, because if tourism is not managed in a sustainable way, can really impact the natural resources and can lead to water shortage, loss of biodiversity, can contribute to climate change. So as you can see, can have a lot of this benefit. A recent report of UNEP, they have studied that by the 2015, actually, the energy consumption will increase by 154%, and gas emission by 131%, water consumption by 152%, solid waste disposal by 251%. So there is an urgent need. There is an urgent need to take into account sustainability. After transport, accommodation is the most energy-intensive component of the tourism industry. Because as soon as we enter the hotel, we have the heating system, the cooling system, the lighting, the cooking, the cleaning, the pools, the spa. So it's a really an energy-intensive component. And also, there are also bad habits from the side of the guests. They enter in the room, they leave all the lights on, up to 12 hours, for example, and this generates a lot of consumes. And studies have determined that the hotel emits an average of more than 20 kilos of CO2 per night, so it's a huge amount. But now, all the accommodation sector is becoming greener and greener. There are more than 100 certification schemes certified worldwide. So it's something that is becoming more and more applied. And why? First of all, you will have some economical benefits, because if you apply green schemes to your management, actually what happens is that you have reduction in your energy consumption, in your operating costs and energy bills. And there are, of course, innovative energy systems, and they can they have been able to support you in cutting energy costs up to the 65%. So going green means to get some profit, because you are cutting your operational costs. So as I was saying, green programs are increasing, becoming standard practice for hotels and more travelers. But what is really important, so we need to approach the sustainability schemes for hotels from a dual perspective. From one side, there is an urgent need to pay attention to the climate change, to any environmental issue and this benefit that the tourism can generate. But on the other hand, it's also a market demand. So the market asks for green experiences. And according to TripAdvisor, 81% of travelers place importance on properties implementing eco-friendly schemes. Are you familiar with TripAdvisor? Yes, one person, yes, yes, okay. And it has been a big step for sustainability because they have just added sustainability as the criteria for guests to select the hotel. So this is for the whole green economy a big step. What they say, according to the studies done, is that green practices will become shortly as commonplace as free Wi-Fi. So it's not anymore something, it's something that is exploiting more and more. And so they created this TripAdvisor Green Leaders process. If you are thinking about opening a new hotel, or if you are partner with, or you, for example, the person in charge of the information center, we have someone who is an hotel manager, and do you have any green scheme for your hotel? A green scheme, do you have any? No, green scheme, no, okay. Will be important, will be very, very important to start the process. As soon as green leaders, TripAdvisor has launched this program, you see green leaders, and if you get the status of green leader, if your hotel will get this symbol here, you will go on the top among the hotels. You will really have more visits to your website and then more sales. If you look these figures here, since they launched this new initiative, 200 users have searched for green properties over 200,000 times. And more than 20,000 eco-friendly comments have been submitted by TripAdvisor reviewers. You know how it works, TripAdvisor. So they were putting comments. And higher rating for properties with TripAdvisor Green Leader status. So what does mean this? Means that you are able to engage with the final guest, with the customers, through green schemes. And as you may understand, this program has generated also some problems institutionally, because TripAdvisor is based on the review by the customers. On the other side, we have very strict green programs with rules and criteria, and they were saying how it's not enough to have just the green leaders brand. You need more to show that you are really green. But why this is really important? Because this is going to create a huge impact. Now we approach the other side. We approach the sustainable tourism criteria and why we really need to follow the sustainable tourism criteria and the indicators. I don't know if you are familiar with the Sustainable Tourism Program of the 10-year framework on sustainable consumption and production pattern. It's the program from UNEP. It's very new. It was signed by last year, and this program is open to everyone through consultations. And what is important is that tourism is one of the 10 sectors. Not all the sectors are included, but tourism is included. And we have recommendations. We are called as a nation, as players of the tourism industry. We need to be there. We need to be part of this process, because they take decisions, they help to empower destinations, and we can connect our operational work with the policy level, and this is very important. So within this framework, there is a lot of attention, of course, to the consumption and production patterns, and hotels, they play a big role in consumption because they use amounts of energy for daily operations and recreational activities. And so they are the second highest operating costs after payroll. The energy costs are very, very intense. And the main energy consuming system in hotels are represented by the heating system, the air conditioning, hot water, lighting, electricity, cooking. There are solutions, so you can apply, but what energy, so you should start applying energy efficiency systems. What that means? Means using less energy to perform the same task and functions. You are providing shower water for clients, but in a different way. So for a hotel, this could mean reducing the amount of energy needed for delivering the services. You can introduce the lighting control system, the water control system, so you have different systems you can put in place. So energy efficiency saves energies, costs, and reduce emissions of greenhouse gases like CO2, but more than that, creates a huge customer satisfaction for your clients. The key issue for the hotel, for the tourism sector by the hotel point of view are listed here: carbon and other emissions, energy consumption and water waste, job creation contribution. As you can see, we are focusing on the energy efficiency and all the impacts that the hotels have from the environmental point of view. But impacts are, when we talk about sustainability applied to hotel, is much more, as it applies also the way how we manage our staff, the way how we manage the security. So it goes through all these issues. So the tourism sector tends to have high energy consumption levels. What happens actually, if we have a 5-star hotel, we consume more than a 2-star hotel. This is because we have, for luxury hotels, the bigger hotels, we have also additional services and they need more energies. But basically, since the 70s, the consumes from the side of the hotels have been doubled since the 70s. So the same hotel in the past used to consume much less. Regarding the water, as you can see here, is just a list of what we can do. We can flow measurement, low flow shower heads. So there are some tools that you can use and you can start, because water, as you know, is really a precious commodity and is scarce. So we need to pay. They say that water is the real richness of our earth. We need really to pay attention to the use of the water. The same for the lighting and any type of services. But beside the single criteria, when we have to start the process, what we should do? Well, to do this, to organize the sustainable tourism criteria, it has been created. We can create it. It's a tool actually created by the Global Sustainable Tourism Council, and was created to have a common understanding of sustainable tourism. And so they created a set of almost 40 criteria that hotels need to go through in order to showcase their sustainability. And the sustainable tourism indicators are of the two different types. They have sustainable tourism indicators for destinations and sustainable tourism indicators for tour operators and hotels. So I just, they are organized in 4 different teams. As you can see, we have effective sustainability planning, maximizing socioeconomic benefits for the local community, enhancing cultural heritage, minimizing negative impact on the environment. So it's not, it's again, sustainability is not, everything is very connected. If you want to run your project in a sustainable way, it's not enough only to install solar panels, but you need to do more, and you need to achieve the minimum under each line, from effective sustainability planning to minimizing negative impact on the environment. So if we go through minimizing negative impact on the environment, I just chose 2-3 indicators to give you an idea about how it's organized, the whole system. So first of all, this team is organized in other 3 sub-teams: conserving resources, reducing pollution, conserving biodiversity, ecosystem, and landscapes. So we have 4 teams, and for each team we have sub-teams. If we choose conserving resources, the sub-team, then we have criteria and indicators for each sub-team. They are much longer. I just tried to make it as simple as possible. So criteria, purchasing policies, the indicators. Do you have a written purchasing policy? Do you have a policy for the purchases that you do? For example, for your supplier, do you use local suppliers? Yes. Okay, good. Okay. Energy consumption, total energy consumed. The first thing to do is to measure. So the criteria is energy consumption. The indicators we need to give is given by the total energy consumed per day, per guest, per room. So there are a lot of data that we need to prepare. And water consumption, total volume of the water consumed. And again, per room, per guest. So it's a lot of data to be put together to assess the sustainability of your hotel. So again, we come back to the beginning of the presentation. What is sustainable tourism? Sustainable tourism is the way how we manage, regards processes, regards data. So to achieve this, we need to make sure that all the system is in place. What you could do actually is you can try to apply the sustainable tourism indicators just to start the process. You can do a sort of self-assessment to understand where you are. Here there is the link, and you can download the full list of the sustainable tourism indicators. As I was saying, there are 2 different sets, and they are applied also for other sectors, not only for the tourism industry. So if we want to start the process, the first thing to do is to prepare a map for your hotels. And you should map all the services with the description and where the main environmental impacts are, if we are focusing on the environmental aspects. And you can see the services, they go from the administration, because we will consume a lot of papers, and the hotel management as well. So we consume energy, water, materials, we generate waste, the technical services from the swimming pool, the green areas, the maintenance of the hotel, and there is again energy and water consumption. So you need to really to measure all the environmental impacts, service by service, the food, the kitchen, food conservation, food preparation, dishwashing. So we create a lot of, we consume a lot of energy and water, we generate waste, oil waste, organic waste, the room, when the room is used, the laundry. So the first thing, we need to get the picture of our hotel. The second step, you need to start building some strategy. You need to make sure that sustainability is your strategy. And it's more than technicality. It's not about only measuring. It's really giving a framework, a sustainable framework. Design your vision and set targets. It's very important. You should focus on your supply chain to make sure that you are managing the hotel in a sustainable way. Train and empower your staff. Be innovative, work in partnership, learn from experience, sell your sustainability story, measure progress from the start. As you can see, so from the strategy to the marketing, to the operational side. So it's not just asking someone, okay, I want to have solar panels and so I can showcase I'm sustainable. It's much, much more. While if we want to start in a very simple way, we can take some actions, very simple. You start tracking your utilities. So this is the first, the step 2 is quite comprehensive because as we said, we go from strategies to marketing, to train the staff, to working in partnership, which is quite a complicated issue. While on step 3, it's the easy way to start because we can easily start tracking utilities. We can start implementing energy efficient action tools, just letting the towels in the bathroom not change it every day, for example. Simple actions. As you know, simple actions count. But it's important to start. Recycle more. There is still the bad habit of not recycling. And recycling is really urgent. Train staff. It's important to train the staff because also for involve the final customer because many actions you may need some collaboration from your customers, from your clients. And if you train the staff properly, with the key messages about sustainability, they will engage also with the final customers. Try to select local suppliers. It's really not nice. You go to the hotel and you find water which comes here from Scotland or from Italy. I don't want water coming from so far away. Or local food. Try to look for local suppliers. And then you really should start applying one of the certification schemes. There are some certification schemes which are more complicated, as others are more simple. Even if the idea is to start the process, even if you are not applying, but again, can be for you the way how you assess your hotel, and then you can feel ready to apply the full scheme. I'm trying to rush because we are a little bit late. Are you familiar with this award, which is Tourism for Tomorrow? Do you know this award? Tourism for Tomorrow? Yeah. Okay. So I just took 2 examples of hotels which have been, the first one is finalist under the section of environment, as you can see, and is the Laguna Hotel from the Hydro Eco Resort Hotel from Guatemala. And they have been, as you can see, they have put 180 solar panels, but it's much more. Even their website is hosted on a carbon neutral server. They have local employees. For the 50% of the employees is represented by women. They also give free stay to health professionals, and in change, the health professionals give consultations for free to the local communities. So they of course, they offer local food, so they are completely committed to the environment. So why this is important? Because as you can see, if you brand your hotel as a green hotel and sustainable hotel, the brand will be, the marketing will be powerful, and winning one of the awards can be a way of generating, of course, more sales. This other structure actually is from Jordan. It's the first eco lodge in Jordan. I don't know if you know this structure. You know it, okay? And was created to support the local Bedouin communities. So actually, the experience the tourist gets going there is so related and connected with the Bedouin culture. And it's, everything is managed in a very environmental friendly way. And they have won more than one award. There is also another nice initiative they take, that water rooms are served from clay water jars made by local women, and this has generated to save the use of 50,000 bottles per year, together with the recycling system of bottles. And so these are two winning hotels which are positioned as green hotels. Now, what I found out, actually, I was searching around the exhibition if you have any green experience, and unfortunately, I didn't find anything. There was no green experience at all. Any hotel would say, no, we don't have a green program. I don't know if you know any green program. Do you, yes, here? Which one? Can you give the mic? Can you please use the mic?
But they have some initiatives to apply the green criteria in some hotels in some areas. And they announced, I think last year, the 2 or 3 hotels. One of them on top.
Yeah, no, I was told it's a pilot action, right? Yeah, so they are starting. Yeah, they are starting. Are you involved? Is anyone involved in green initiatives? No, okay. But I was surprised anyway by one element, because I'm staying, for example, at the Intercontinental. I saw there is Holiday Inn, Best Western is opening a new hotel. So the point is that these big chains, they have green programs internationally. So why they don't transfer these processes here? So the starting point should be, and that's why what I was saying at the beginning is very important. It's not only about the business side, it's also about the public side. So when there is any investment in the country, there should be the green policy in place regarding hotels as well, so that they are following the green scheme. So it wouldn't be difficult, because as you can see from this picture, this is from the Intercontinental, they have a specific green program. Because the green schemes are very powerful for the marketing, but also for engaging and motivating the internal staff. Again, also Best Western. They have green programs. Best West, they promote themselves. Best Western goes green. So why they don't bring these experiences here? This will be the first step to do, because of course it's easier for bigger organizations to start the process creating a huge impact. This is another certification scheme. Are you familiar with Travel Life? It's becoming more and more powerful. Actually, I also put a link. There is a link on in Arabic with a presentation in Arabic, but I don't think we have an internet connection here. And anyway, it's a web-based certification system. Web-based means that you send everything via web, through the web, to monitor and self-assess sustainability performance. And if you get, this is the brand that you can get for your hotel. And it's really becoming more and more popular. And this is another scheme which has been launched by the European Commission together with the green policy. As you can see, from one side you have the policies, from the other side you have the tools, the certification tools. They come together, they are not separated. And the EU Ecolabel is a voluntary scheme to encourage business to market products and services that are user-friendly to the environment. The Ecolabel goes also behind the hotel and the accommodation. They apply the Ecolabel for all the sectors. And if you see, it's a voluntary scheme, so you are not obliged. Any scheme is voluntary, and this is very important, because many times schemes where you are obliged to follow, they don't bring benefits. When it's voluntary, you are not obliged to follow the scheme, but you should feel you have to follow the scheme because you are receiving some benefits. So you should start your green journey. So so what is really important is to have the correct approach. We can have a double approach. As a single business owner, we can start our journey. At the same time, it will be very important if this will be approached by a public-private partnerships together. So if we are talking at strategic level, actually, we should set up a stakeholder management group. The stakeholder groups should include all the players of the sectors. Are here the hotels organized in networks? Do you have a network representing the hotels? Association of hotels, are they organized in association? Do you have an umbrella association like the Chamber of Commerce or whatever? You have it, okay. So in this stakeholder group, you should have the association representing the hotels themselves, the universities as well, because as I was mentioning, it's also about data, and data many times are very complicated. How we can collect data? So maybe you can also design some strategic partnerships among the hotel association and the universities, for example, so they can help you in monitoring the data. So again, what I was saying in the beginning is when we approach this is with the sustainable tourism for the hotel industry, it's not only about 1, 2, 3, 40 criteria, it's much, much more. So setting up a stakeholder group means that we need to have a collaborative approach, but we know that in tourism this is needed. We need to have a collaborative approach because there are many synergies in the sector, and it's a very fragmented sector, and the visitor experience is not related only to one service, but more than one service. So collaboration is very important. To do that, we need to formalize. That's why to set up a stakeholders group, a tourism stakeholder partnership, where you put together the private and public actors, will be very powerful to initiate your green journey. The main, and only by the collaboration of all the main actors that we can create the final customer satisfaction, the tourist satisfaction. And we need to include the public sector, the local communities, the business sector, the knowledge community. The knowledge community, for example, as I was mentioning, is represented by the research center, academia, universities. Public sector, we have the government, we may have any public authorities in charge of managing tourism. The host communities, for example, if you have this organization which is a cooperative, women cooperative should be sit there, or tourist guides, if you have association of tourist guides, you should involve them under the umbrella of the hosting communities. The business sector, you should have the Chamber of Commerce and so on. I'm sorry, we are running out. Okay, but I managed to finish my presentation. Do you have any question? Yes. Do we have time? Okay. Can you speak louder?
Okay. The importance for the grey water and recycling
I cannot hear you.
What's the importance of the grey water? The grey water.
Yes, yes. From which point of view? What do you mean?
If I want to be an environmental entity.
It's the first one. It's the first one. It's one. If you go to the criteria of the environmental, I prepared all the criteria, and if you go and check, is one of the first criteria to be checked, absolutely. And especially for some destinations, specifically for some destinations. Yes.
I just want to highlight this one.
Yes.
Also, I just want to mention our experience in Jordan. We started in a destination, it's Mltaqى. 10 years ago. It was handled by the government, make awareness sessions for the local stakeholders. Then we handed it to NGO, the local community, and they started. Today, we have around 35 hotels out of 48 which we have.
Oh, good.
They're applying the green key in different.
Yes, because it's the way how you transfer. Yes.
How we convince the people, and by law, we force the people that if you want to benefit from the benefits, you can take it from the government, which should be a green.
Yes, this is the connection we were mentioning, because otherwise it's difficult. Yes, thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. Any other question? No. Okay, thank you very much. Shukra.
الهيئة العامة للسياحة والآثار. ملتقى السفر والاستثمار السياحي.